We usually think of dogs as happy-go-lucky animals, but just like people, man's best friend can experience anxiety, stress, and even depression. Like their human counterparts, a dog's anxiety symptoms can be triggered by a variety of stressors. Anxiety occurs when a trigger is presented that causes the dog to anticipate something negative is going to happen, or when a dog feels threatened. Marny Nofi, a senior manager on the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Anti-Cruelty Behavior Team, tells Bustle. Anxiety can occur in dogs when they encounter something they haven't experienced before. Some dogs can also suffer from separation anxiety, a fear of being left alone, or a fear of loud noises. Signs of anxiety can often be very subtle and easily missed by people, even pet owners. Moreover, Dr.Ann Hohenhaus, a staff doctor at Nick's Animal Medical Center, explains that dogs don't always need a reason to be anxious, they can simply have an anxiety disorder. I have patients who we think have a generalized anxiety disorder based on their actions when they meet strangers or their actions when they come to the veterinary office, she says. If you suspect your pup is anxious, whether it's triggered by something specific or not, these are 6 signs of anxiety that expert says to look out for. When your dog is destructive, when you're not around Giphy, if your dog is regularly destructive, when you leave the house, there's a good chance your pet has anxiety when they're away from you. Separation anxiety is when the pet's person leaves and the pet goes berserk. It's bad because it can be very destructive. The pet scratches on the door to get out, destroying the woodwork. Or, the pet chews the sofa up, says Dr.Hohenhaus. Worse, the dog goes to the bathroom inside, which is unsanitary, and a big mess to clean up when you return home. So, separation anxiety is a real problem on multiple levels. Dr.Hohenhaus explains that it is a lot of work to try and undo separation anxiety behaviors, but that it's possible to retrain your pup if you reinforce good behavior when you leave. She recommends trying to plug in a dog-pleasing pheromone diffuser when you leave to help your dog distress, or even trying aromatherapy with your dog. Your dog distracts Themself randomly. Giphy displacement behavior is your dog's way to release built-up stress and usually indicates your dog is experiencing anxiety in their current situation. Nofi explains that your dog may be engaging in displacement behaviors when they are suddenly distracting themselves with another task, such as sniffing the ground. If your dog seems to be randomly distracting themselves, it could be because your pet is anxious. Bridget Pieper, another senior manager on the ASPCA Anti-Cruelty Behavior Team, says that anytime you see that your dog is becoming anxious, write it down and describe the circumstances. Was she outside or inside? Was it quiet or loud? Had she recently eaten or not? Journaling will help you uncover the triggers for your dog's anxiety. By journaling, you'll be better able to identify what could be making your pup anxious, and then you'll be better able to get them the correct treatment. Three, they itch if they're not itchy, or yawn if they're not tired. Giphy both drive. Hohenhaus and Nofi explain another sign your dog has anxiety is when they yawn when they're not tired, or even scratch themselves when they aren't itchy. These are other kinds of displacement behaviors. Dive into some good dog body language resources, says Pieper. The early signs of anxiety are subtle, and early detection allows you to make a change for your dog before a mild episode of anxiety spirals into more extreme anxiety. For your dog runs from loud noises. Giphy Dr.Hohenhaus says, some dogs get anxious with loud noises, and the most common and obvious triggers are thunderstorms and fireworks. If your pup tries to hide or seems to try and escape loud noises, they probably have anxiety due to a noise phobia. If you know a storm is coming and your dog starts to get anxious, you can use a thundershirt, which fits snugly on the dog. Some people feel safer under a heavy blanket. For dogs, it's the same kind of psychology. It's like a weighted comforter, explains Drive. Hohenhaus.She also suggests that you can rub down your dog with a dryer sheet before thunderstorms to help with static buildup on their fur. Use a white noise machine to calm your dog's anxiety, or consult with your vet about medication to help with noise-related anxiety. Five, your dog bites. Giphy, if your dog snaps at you or others, they probably have anxiety. Biting is the pinnacle of anxious behavior. Dogs either bite out of pain or they bite out of fear. If a dog is anxious all the time, they can become fear biters, and that's a big problem, says Drive. Hohenhaus. These dogs probably really need a veterinary behaviorist, a veterinarian who's done training beyond just getting the veterinary degree, specific training in managing behavior disorders. Because they're a veterinarian, these specialists can also prescribe medications to alter the behavior.